Hello everyone and welcome back to Lucky15, where I've given you my each way Lucky 15 predictions for tomorrow's horse racing as usual here on the channel. Also as usual as well, just want to apologise for not making a video for today's horse racing action and also yesterday as well. I did put some tips and predictions on our Twitter page at Lucky15. If you don't follow us there already, you can go and take a look at us and follow us on Twitter, because I've been quite busy in my life at the moment, and I'm struggling at the moment to make a daily vlog every day. But if I don't get time, I do tend to put things on Twitter. I did that for the Ebor festival because I was on a mini holiday, and I've also the last probably week or so where I've been really busy. I just haven't had time to make the videos. So please stay with us. This week actually we will have a lot more time to do the vlogs, and we've got some exciting horse racing at the end of the week to get stuck into with the St Leger next weekend. I'll be looking forward to going through the most likely contenders in that one, so stay with us there. But if you're brand new to the channel, welcome to Lucky15. Like I said already, I do make daily horse racing predictions in the format of an each way Lucky 15 bet, and you're thinking, why do I do this? Well, in about just over a week and a bit now, I will be going back to university to study a master's degree in sports broadcasting journalism, and my main career ambition would be to be a horse racing journalist, to be a presenter, a commentator, a writer, anything really. I just would love to work in the industry of horse racing journalism. It's my main sport that I would love to work in, but I'm open to working in other sports as well. I'm a massive all-round sports fan, but horse racing always has a special place in my heart, and it's something that I really enjoy. I just love the fact that it's every day, and it's something that gets me really excited every time there's a horse racing on the channel and on the TV every afternoon. I just love sitting there and watching it and listening and seeing what's going on and seeing if I can get things right. And that's why I create the channel, really, just so I can get a bit of confidence in presenting behind the camera, uploading videos every day, and just having a bit of fun on the channel and sharing my love of horse racing with you guys. So please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I do some other videos as well where I make videos about issues and debates currently going on within horse racing. That's a series called The Loader Look. We've uploaded about 6 episodes now over the last month or so, and it's something that we will continue to do here on the channel. I think it's quite an interesting idea and series, and there's not a lot of people out there, if I'm honest, on YouTube that do this kind of stuff. So I think there's a real gap in the market, and I'm just going to continue doing that, and hopefully we can just grow from strength to strength. But I'm pleased with all the progress I've made so far, and when I started out doing this, I didn't even know how long I'll keep doing this for. But like I said, I have no intention to stop, and I'll just be doing these selections and videos most days. So anyway, we're going to get stuck into tomorrow's horse racing action, and if I'm honest, it's quite a weak day's horse racing tomorrow. There's not a lot of exciting racing to get stuck into. A lot of weak races on a few different cards tomorrow, but a bit of good news is that I'm a national hunt racing fan, and this is the first time in probably quite a few months now that there's been more jumps action here in the UK than there has flat. Even though I do like the flat, I always have preferred the jumps racing. It's the thing I love most about horse racing, and we've got 2 cards that we'll be looking at tomorrow, Perth and Newton Abbot. But our first race tomorrow will start actually at Newton Abbot in the 3:15. Now this one is a little bit of a tricky race, but the horse that I've gone for here is the horse called Court King, trained by Peter Bowen, and his son Sean Bowen will be taking the ride tomorrow. This family could become an up-and-coming force within horse racing, because I've also noticed fairly recently Sean has got a brother, Sean Bowen, who often rides now for the likes of Paul Nicholls and has done well for him. He's got a brother called James, a younger brother, and he's been riding very well of late. He is used as a conditional jockey because I think he's got about a £7 claim, but he's been very impressive so far in his short career, James Bowen, and I know a lot of people have been seeing him as a potential superstar as a jockey in future races and in future years, so that'd be really interesting to see if his career does take off. But anyway, enough from the Byrne family. This horse, Court King, is probably the most reliable horse in the race. He's had a couple of wins and a couple of seconds in his last few runs, so he's been running very well. And even when he has been beaten, it hasn't been beaten by a country mile, only just by a few lengths. Also as well, with the way the weather's been here in the UK the last several days, the ground has become more soft, and this horse, Court King, is very versatile. He's off a fair mark still of 125, and I thought tomorrow he could potentially go well and was one of the most likely horses to make the frame. So that's going to be our first selection there, Court King at 7-2. We then go over for our nap for tomorrow, and if you're familiar with our vlogs, we normally do a nap and a long shot, and we go to Perth for the 3:35 for our nap tomorrow. And the horse that we've gone for here is a horse called Master D, and it's trained by Fergal O'Brien and Paddy Brennan, which is normally a lethal combination, or it was a very good combination last year, throwing up a lot of winners. Those two have a very good relationship. Paddy Brennan is the main stable jockey for Fergal O'Brien, and I thought this horse tomorrow had a very good chance. It's owned by Paul and Claire Rooney, who I think are really good owners of a horse normally. If you actually look over the last few years, they've been an up-and-coming force in ownership, and this horse is owned by them and is a fairly decent horse who could return to a winning start from a layoff. He's been off the track now for about 5 or 6 months, but on his season form last year, he was very, very good, beating a lot of good horses who have gone on to achieve some good things. The likes of San Benedito for Paul Nicholls was one of the horses that he beat last year, and that's a very highly rated horse. He returns tomorrow for a mark of 144, which, yeah, you could say is maybe a little bit of a strong mark to return from, but if you actually look at his career so far, he hasn't tended to need the run first time out, and he's got bags of stamina as well, and he should go well here tomorrow. And I thought also as well, Paddy Brennan and Fergal O'Brien have a good strike rate at Perth, and I thought tomorrow at 3-1 he was quite a good bet, and he could be the one the punters maybe get stuck in tomorrow and maybe make the favourite for that race. So I thought 3-1, that wasn't a bad price as our second selection there and our nap for tomorrow. So that's who we're going for there. We then go over to Newton Abbot for our third selection, the next race, which will be in the 3:45, and this again was nearly my nap. It's a horse called Abbeygrey, currently 10-3 with bookmakers at the moment. It'd be interesting to see if that one gets backed into tomorrow as well. Trained by Evan Williams, who I think is a very decent trainer. He always gets the most out of his horses, and is a trainer that I like to follow. Mitchell Bastion, who's been a bit of a mixture of a flat and a jump jockey. He's been transferring recently to the jump scene, but he's been riding not too badly, and a lot of trainers have been using him as a claiming jockey. I think he's got about a £6 or £7 claim, so that will definitely come in handy for Abbeygrey tomorrow, who does concede weight all round, but is one of the most highest rated horses in here, off a mark of 105. Now this horse is returning from a break tomorrow, but he has been against better quality horses in his last few runs, which were round about back in May, April, March kind of time. He was racing against horses around the mark of like 130 and even beating some of them, or not finishing too far behind them, and tomorrow he'll be racing against horses well under 100, and you got to think if he turns up to anything like his mark, he should really be winning this race tomorrow. And I thought also as well, with him being a course and distance winner, versatile on the ground, he was one of the most likely contenders in this race tomorrow and should go well after a break. So that's going to be our third selection there tomorrow, Abbeygrey in the 3:45 at Newton Abbot. We then go to our long shot to round up our each way lucky 15 tomorrow, and the only flat selection for us tomorrow at Brighton in the 4:55. Now this is quite a wide open race, but I thought one horse at a price that was quite interesting was a horse called Queen Beatrice. Now if you look at it, yeah, it hasn't really shown anything yet on the flat, but last time out it was not too bad, finishing second in Cellar at Leicester about a month ago, and that was an interesting run from that horse. It's trained by William Muir, and David Egan will take the ride tomorrow. Well, he'll be able to use his £3 claim, and that will be definitely of useful benefit for tomorrow. This jockey David Egan, I think, is a real superstar, and potentially he could become possibly a champion jockey one day. He's son of Johnny Egan, a very good, kind of like a veteran jockey now, Johnny Egan. But David Egan has been impressing a lot of people, especially this year, and he's been riding very well. But I thought this horse tomorrow, Queen Beatrice, it's been dropped to 7 furlongs, which it was last time out, and it'll be running it over again tomorrow over 7 furlongs at Brighton. And I thought potentially with it being the ground soft tomorrow, and also the fact that it ran well over 7 furlongs last time, he could potentially be the dark horse in the race. He's been reduced to a handicap mark of 51. He's dropped £6 for his last 3 handicap runs off a career low mark, and I thought he could be dangerously handicapped tomorrow, and he could definitely be one of the outsiders that has a real good chance in this race tomorrow. So I thought Queen Beatrice at 10-1 wasn't a bad long shot selection tomorrow. Anyway, if you disagree with any of my selections, or even agree, or have any other good tips for tomorrow, please let your opinions be known in the comments box below. Also as well, please subscribe to our channel here at Lucky15 if you haven't done so already. Also like the videos as well if you want more horse racing daily content. And yeah, you can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook under the same name, Lucky15. Also, please gamble responsibly. Don't want you losing too much money off my selections. And hopefully we'll be having a good day tomorrow and we can have some winners. So I hope you all have a good day tomorrow, and we'll be seeing you soon.